misfortune, an accident. What happens, Moxie, is you're walking about and you accidentally fall and you end up breaking some bones in your arm. I know, ouch. Now, if it was a simple fracture, if it was a nice clean break, we could set those. But if it was anything more complex, and in this case it is, it looks like a compound fracture. Not to be too descriptive, but with a compound fracture, what happens is I can see the bone has come through the skin of her arm. That's not good. They don't have any way to fix that. They don't have the same tools of today. Not only that, but infection could set in. We don't have antibiotics. And there's no way to stop the spread of it, and that could lead to an unfortunate end for Moxie, and we don't want that. So in order to save her life, although this is a last resort, what's probably going to end up happening is we're going to amputate. So we're cutting off Moxie's arm. Not really, of course. She's going to go home with both arms today, but we're going to go through the presentation as if we were. So just pretend you're an actor in a film, okay? Okay, so guys, first thing we're going to have to do for Moxie, we're taking her over to the operating room. We're going to set her down. The apothecary or the pharmacist is going to come. He's going to bring her a tincture to drink. That's going to get her nice and tired before and also during surgery. They don't have anesthesia yet. The thing that knocks you out, that's not until 1846. So that means Moxie could be awake during surgery, but I will tell you now that what she's getting is going to make her tired to the point where even if she's awake, her awareness isn't quite there. It might almost feel like a really bad dream is taking place. So we're going to give you that, Moxie. A couple of orderlies would hold you in place. We'll also talk about what she was getting when switched rooms. And we're going to get started. So boys and girls, I'm going to uncover this table. You don't have to stand up. I'm going to hold up the tools as best as I can so you can see them. Moxie, they do look scary, but I promise I won't actually touch you with anything, okay? Okay, guys, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Whoa.
So, first thing we're going to have to use is this right here. This is called a tourniquet, the petite screw tourniquet to be precise. This was invented in early 1700s by a French doctor named Jean-Louis Petit. This really revolutionized surgery. So what we're going to have to do, and I'm not actually putting it on her because she's too heavy, or it's too heavy rather, is we're going to put this on Moxie's arm about 4 fingers away from where the incision's going to be made. Moxie, can you put your arm like this for me? Perfect. It's about 4 fingers away. And we're going to pull that strap at the bottom as tight as we can, and we're going to turn that screw at the top to its tightest point. So it's cutting off circulation, and Moxie, no matter how much you might have moved, this wasn't going to go anywhere. Now when circulation is cut off, we have to start with the cutting. And we're using this. It's called a capital knife or an amputation knife.
Face it to both.
Don't worry, it's not sharp today, which is good for Moxie and good for myself. But it would have been at that time, especially the curved edge. The function of a capital knife is to separate soft tissue from the bone. And what we're performing is something called a single flap incision. So Moxie, I promise I won't touch you with this, but can you put your arm up in the air like this for me? Perfect. We're going to start here, we're going to go around an angle, and meet the beginning point again. That was done really quickly too, but now we have excess soft tissue, skin flap, and we need that later. We're going to pull that up and away, and the orderly is going to hand them this leather strap to hold it in place with until it's needed once more. You don't mind that on your arm, do you? Well, I can fix it. That wouldn't happen during the surgery, by the way. There you go. We're going to put that on your arm about here. And we're going to use another knife now, boys and girls. This is a lot smaller though. It's called a Catlin knife or a Catlin blade. And the Catlin knife is used to cut away the tendons and the ligaments between those 2 bones in her arm. That does have to happen just because those are really tense. And we don't want them getting caught between the serrated edges of the old bone saw here. Yeah, I know that's what most of us think about. And it is for sawing through the bone. But I've got some good news involving this. And the good news was the fact that our surgeon's really skilled. And he's going to take a lot of care as he does this. There's a lot of tension between those 2 bones in the arm. We don't want those to crack or splinter. If he's skilled, he'd take great care. Not much time. On average, for a skilled surgeon, only about 30 to 60 seconds before we're through the bone, and Moxie's arm is off. So Moxie, when your arm's off, what's actually going to happen is the priest is going to be here at the hospital. He's going to bless the arm, and then later it was taken to be buried on blessed or consecrated ground. Now the reason for that is in second Spanish period, St. Augustine, it was ruled by the Spanish, and their religious beliefs was Catholicism. They were very Catholic. That didn't mean you were Catholic if you lived in second Spanish period, St. Augustine, but there's a good chance that you were. And there was a belief that if the entire body wasn't buried on consecrated ground, that when Moxie dies, even if it's like 70 years after the surgery, she might not reunite with that body part in the afterlife. They didn't want that happening, so they tried to meet the spiritual needs of the soldiers as well as the physical. So Moxie, your arm is off at this point, but bleeding has to be controlled. That's where this comes in. This is called a teneculum. I think it looks like a fishing hook. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Or the dentist tool.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It looks like the dentist tool, but it does work a bit like a fishing hook. So Moxie, what we're doing, we're going down into what is now your stump. We're locating those large arteries. We're drawing those towards the surface, and then we're going to tie those closed with a strong silk ligature, so we're controlling blood flow and pressure. But Moxie, there are still smaller veins and vessels in your arm, and there's not as much pressure with those. So in that case, we're going to use this, and this is called a cautery iron. What they're going to do with the cautery iron, they're going to heat it up over the fire until it's red hot. Then they're going to cauterize or burn those smaller veins and vessels closed. So good news at this point, boys and girls, the bleeding is controlled. We finished with the tools for this surgery. We can remove that